Hi, I'm Justin Grossbard.
And I'm Ross Collins.
Today we're going to be looking at our testing of standard accounts to see which broker is effectively the cheapest. Welcome to Compare Forex Brokers. Okay, Ross. So let's first talk about how you were able to determine the standard spreads of each broker.
Sure. So what we did was we opened 15 to 20 broker accounts, all the standard accounts. So these are zero commission accounts. They just have a spread. And then what we did was we grabbed a hold of a free MT4 indicator called Spread Monitor, which does exactly that. It monitors spreads. So it actually shows you the calculated spread, so the difference between the bid and the ask price on the chart as you go along. But what it also does is it writes that data out to a file, to a CSV file. So we ran tests over about 30 hours, making sure we got.
And which day of the week was that you ran it over 30?
So that was a Wednesday.
So obviously high volume, no weekend factors.
Right in the middle of the week where there was no holidays or anything like that. So the volumes were pretty high.
Now, Ross, I need to interrupt you here. I believe that you actually ran this test twice. Is that correct?
Yeah. So we ran the tests, full suite of tests over one period, about 30 hours, as I said, and then we duplicated the test the following week. We just wanted to make sure that that we hadn't landed on something that was weird or anything that was a bit strange, so we just wanted to make sure.
So the $1 million question. So you ran two tests. Was it much difference? Like, was the broker that was the cheapest the same? So can we be pretty certain that these test results are accurate?
Yeah, so there's very few differences across the two tests. Now, sure, a couple of brokers moved up or down the ranking by one or two, but overall, the top three brokers were still the same top three. The bottom three or four was still the bottom three or four. And, the middle was still fairly similar.
Okay, so we're pretty confident of our methodology. We ran it twice. Well, you ran it twice. Same results. Real accounts of the brokers. Who was the cheapest? Who had the lowest spreads? Because remember, there's no commissions. It's only the spread. The spread is the main cost.
Only spreads.
And
so the cheapest was IC Markets.
Yep. And who's following that?
PMC came in second, and Fusion Markets came in third.
Fantastic. So, do you view IC Markets as the clear winner? Is this the type of thing? Like, you've done two tests, it came out the cheapest each time, and it was quite cheaper?
Absolutely. So averaged out across, so we ran all the 6 major currency pairs. You average the spreads over all of those currency pairs. IC Markets, an average spread cost of $9.63 per lot.
Yep.
So it's $9.63 US per lot. The next closest was $10.10. So it's 50 cents.
It's like a sub $10 magical mark for having the lowest spread.
One that came in under $10. That's right.
Okay.
And we had one broker whose average was over 20.
So it's double.
Correct.
Double the cost.
That's right.
And this is standard spread. So we're saying someone with no commission. It's not like there's a commission factor. This is 99% of the fees in reality.
Yeah, well, it's just the spread, right? I mean, The only other thing that's left is if you hold things overnight, you're going to get charged swaps and those kind of things. But for a lot of brokers, don't hold their positions overnight anyway. There might be some weird little fees around inactivity or so, but most of those things are very unusual cases. So this is really, the main data in terms of standard accounts. This is how much it's costing per lot.
So to summarize, I'm going to summarize. IC Markets, lowest spread. CMC came second, which was a surprise, quite a large broker, but they do have competitive spreads, we'll give them. And then Fusion, which is often, considered one of the cheapest ones, came third. So there's your top three. Tested twice, not just once, over 2 periods. Solid methodology. There it is. Anything else that you want to add to this, Ross?
No, well, I think the only other thing that might be of interest to folks is, which currency pair was probably the cheapest. And we definitely found the Euro-US pair to be the cheapest. And, you'd expect that. It's the biggest, currency pair out there. So for $11.13, you can get into, on average, across all the brokers, you can get into a trade on that. Swiss franc against the dollar, that's out at 20 odd bucks. So
expensive. You want to be certain.
Maybe just be careful trading the Swiss.
You'd want to be certain when doing the trade on that one if that's going to be your fees that are gobbled up. Okay, thank you so much, Ross. It's always a pleasure.
Right.